Welcome back. This is part 2 of the D&D starter set videos that I'm doing, and let's just jump right into it. The D&D Essentials Kit. Now, what do you get in the D&D Essentials Kit? Well, you get 11 polyhedral dice, which is more than the other one, which came with 6. You get 5 more than the last one. So that's already amazing right there. You got more dice. I mean, come on. All right, the Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Now, this is for Dragon of Icespire Peak. Already, as you can probably put together, the big bad villain is a white dragon. It is awesome. These things are fucking cool. I don't care what anybody tells you, dude. They are awesome. And the back of it gives you a map key. This is great already. I actually have not even gone through this adventure yet, so I have been super excited to actually do this one, and it already looks fantastic. So this is the adventure book for Dragon of Icespire Peak. Book. Now what is this? This is your Essentials Kit little thing. I'm assuming this is just to hold the cards, because you get cards in this. Oh yeah, there's initiative. So we'll look at that here in a minute. Actually, let's put the book over here, put this on top of it, and let's take these out. So here is our initiative. So this is kind of cool. So this is a really good way to keep up with your initiative, and you can kind of hand these out to players, you know, year 1, year 2, year 3. It's kind of cool. I mean, you don't really, this seems like it's just a little too much though. I mean, you really don't need something like this, but I'll say it's nice. All right, no, we'll put that right there. No, you are not listening, right? You're going over there. All right, over here, your conditions: restrained, prone, poisoned, magic charm, which doesn't have a thing, but it does have a description. Okay, so, that's all right. Yeah, the descriptions are on the back. So all of these descriptions are on the back, and these are also cards. I don't know if you can see that. You can pull these apart just like with the initiative one. So you have restrained, prone, poisoned, magic charm, unconscious, stunned, combat, combat, combat. I don't know why the fuck. Oh, those are the combat stuff. Oh, you can kind of hand those out. You know, there's your steps to combat. That's also very nice. And here are your other conditions: deafened, charmed, blinded, incapacitated, grappled, frightened, petrified, paralyzed, and invisible. And here are the descriptions on the back. Also very fucking cool. Put those right there. And right here are some sidekicks. That is something else that was really cool that comes with this book, are sidekicks. It gives you a description of them. You know, there you go. Personality, bond, flaw. Personality, bond, flaw, sidekick, 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 suck. So here you go, some sidekicks. That's just really cool to have. I'm not even gonna lie, just 9 little portraits to work with, and you could use these portraits and, you know, describe them in any way they want to. You could be like, you could say, you know, instead of using Quinn High Topple's fucking his background, you could say that he's a psychopath serial killer child who is actually on the run from the law because he just committed a murder by very violently butchering Queen and leaving her entrails strung across the streets of the capital, you know, something like that. Fucking Donabella Fasco could be a psychopath cultist who skewers babies on her mask, you know? You can use it for however you want to, but it is really nice that they come pre-generated and you can utilize them as such. And these are magic item cards. These are literally items that you can use, which is awesome, again, because this is something that you're not going to get in Lost Mines of Phandelver, and this is something that you would even probably want to get the Dungeon Master's Guide for, is getting all of these magical items. And what's cool about this is, I don't know if you can see this, this is Ascending Stone and Ascending Stone, 2 of them, because there's not just one of each type of magical item in the game. Potion of invulnerability, potions of healing. There's going to be multiple potions of healing. So this is great as well because it gives you these items that you can hand them out to players in little card form. And here's another one. So here's some more. Necklace of Fireballs, which is probably one of my favorite fucking magic items ever. The Dragon Slayer, the Dread Helm, magic items. requires attunement. I'm sure the game goes over what attunement is as well. Here are more magical items, more magical... Oh, no. Okay, so those are magical items, and now we're getting into quests. These are side quests, or even quests that you could, if you want to, build an entire story around. But these are mostly side quests, which honestly are actually looking kind of cool. Butterskull Ranch quest. Orcs have attacked Butterskull Ranch, 5 miles east of Conaberry along the Tribor Trails. Travel here with haste, assess the damage, and help any way you can. And it even gives you the name of the character, the ranch owner, blah, 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 blah. So, magical items and even side quests for the players to participate in. So, more good extra goodies. And this is a double-sided poster map, which really is just a fancy way of saying it's a double-sided map. And I believe it is of the... sweet. It takes place in Phandalin. So it is in Phandalin. This is the map of Phandalin. And this is the map of the Sword Coast. Albeit a pretty small version. Because honestly, if we're being honest... Oh, wait. That's all of Neverwinter. That's cool. So you have and it's hexed too, so I hope you like hex if you've played this before. If you haven't played Dungeons & Dragons before and you don't know what hex play is, then you're going to learn. Because there's really 2 ways of playing. You have your tactical map, which is your grid and hexes. So this is cool. It takes place in Phandalin. So happy. This is a really good setting. So you have a literal hands-on map as well that you can hand the players. The players have the map of Phandalin and the map of the Sword Coast, so they have an idea of where to travel to. And you have the hexes as well as mountains, forests, trail, the river, the coast itself. This is great to have. Great utility. And here is the Essentials Kit rulebook. This is a much more in-depth version of the starter set's rulebook, which was very short and concise. This is 64 pages of just fantastic information that is great. The Appendix B even has conditions as well. And this is just a bunch of stuff. And the Appendix B is even on the back cover. They utilize every inch of this thing with the exception of the very front, which honestly I actually kind of like that. It's really cool little image there. It's the DnD symbol, but it's, just the head of the dragon, the rule book. And over here, as you can see, look at that. We have the Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons on page 2. Chapter 1 is creating a character. This whole chapter is about making a character. All of that chapter, 27 pages from 4 to 27. From page 4 to page 27 is all about making a character. That is great. The chapter 2 is about playing the game, advantages, disadvantages, all the way down to your underwater combat. Chapter 3 is about equipment, armor, and shields, and down to magic items. Chapter 4 is about spells. It even goes over the different types, such as cantrips, rituals, casting a spell, casting an armor, casting time, range, etc., etc. So this is a super great introductory guide to D&D. The rulebook is so fantastic. It is great detail. It is not going to drown you in the detail, and it is going to get you the information you need. And it's a nice, good rulebook. Made sturdy. Dwarven. And over here, we have a nice little card DM screen for Ice Pirate Peak, which is great. I'm not going to... I'll show it so you can see. And it is just like the DM screen for 5th edition that you can buy for your standard D&D 5th edition DM screen. It literally looks exactly the same, just made of card. So it is pretty much the same thing as the original 5th edition DM screen, but with the exception of this really awesome Ice Pirate Peak art. Look at that. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I love it. I probably would never use this, but I am gonna say right now, oh, it's an orc. That's cool. Oh, there's more orcs. That's cool. I'm gonna say right now though, this is a very cool little DM screen to start with, and of course we have our 6 blank character creation sheets. And hope you didn't see those codes. Well, you probably did, so whatever. I'm gonna use them before they're even fucking bleh. Expand your world, more stories. So this is basically just, hey, buy these books, expand on what you can do. These are your essentials, and I like and I really appreciate that it literally says the starter set and the essentials kit are the learn to play, because you really should get the starter set and the essentials kit after you get this, or get them at the same time and play through this, then this, etc. And develop your story. This is what everyone really should get. Honestly, you don't need to get it. If you get this essentials kit, or if you even get the starter kit, you really don't need this. The person that really needs this is the DM. We're being honest here. But this expands what you can do as a player. This expands the races that are available to you. It expands on the story, the ability to create a character, the rules. It is a much more in-depth version of basically what you're getting here and in the starter set, and it is better. This is definitely for the Dungeon Master, but you should get this if you like looking at the pictures and knowing about your monsters, because honestly, Monster Manual has beautiful art, absolutely beautiful. I actually have Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Volo's Guide to Monsters. I need to get that dice because honestly, they're really fucking nice. I have played through Dragon Heist. Actually, we got about halfway and we had to bail on the story for reasons I'm not going to get into. I have Ghost of Saltmarsh. I have not officially started a playthrough, but we did do kind of like a test of one of the stories to kind of see how we feel about it, and it was very fun. And Dungeon of the Mad Mage is the second part to Dragon Heist, although you can play it independently if you want to. So that is the back, or that is the thing that comes with it. Welcome D&D Beyond, 50% off digital version of the Player's Handbook, and unlock digital versions of Dungeons & Dragons Ice Peak, Beyond Adventure on D&D Beyond with the unique product key below. Access the adventures, Dragon Ice Fire Peaks, higher level players. Unlock digital version Player's Handbook, 50% off. So these are just QR codes to scan on D&D Beyond. They give me some fancy smanchy shit. And these are your blank character sheets. So here is the front of one. That's 1. This is 2. 3. 4. Oh, almost fucked that one up. 5 and 6. Yeah, okay, so just 6. They're not separate sheeted. They are 6 blank sheets, which I have no idea what the fuck. I just got a text from somebody named Rosie. But yeah, so here is the blank pages. If you know how to make a character or you want to make your own character, this is fantastic. You get 6 of these, and the story is made for 2 to 6 players. So this is great. You can take this and start with a large group of players, and you could have a group of 7 people at the table, the Dungeon Master and 6 players. Of course, with the starter set, there is a limit of 5 players, which means that we have the Dungeon Master and 5 players, 6 people at table with pre-generated characters, meaning that there isn't really a whole lot of player interest in their character because honestly, you didn't get the ability to make them. But that does not take away from the story or the game. I think it's still great. However, I have found that making your own character is much more exciting and much more rewarding. So we're going to start putting all of this back as well, because I like to keep everything nice and put together. So this set me back $25. Do I think it's worth the $25? Absolutely. In fact, I think it's worth more than $25. But Wizards of the Coast, if you're listening, do not listen to me. Do not increase the price of this story. Please just leave it as it is, or make it cheaper. You know, that's cool. Make it cheaper if you want to. I'm all for making things cheaper. Of course, I'll demand that you give me money to reimburse how much I have spent on this already, so that, you know, kind of evens out there. My back's killing me. So these 2 starter sets we have the Essentials kit and we have the Starters kit. Which one do I think is worth the money that I spent? I think they're both worth the money that I spent. I think the Starter set, honestly, with how little you get, and comparing it to the Essentials kit, it should be worth less. Now, before the Essentials kit, this was worth $20, and it was definitely meant to stay at $20. However, with the release of the Essentials kit, which can basically take the place of the starter set, I believe the starter set should see a market reduce in its value, as it has basically been outdone by Dragon of Icespire Peak. Do I think that the story is better than the Lost Mines of Phandelver? Well, I haven't played Icespire Peak, so I'm not sure. On top of that, I am usually the Dungeon Master, so from the player's perspective, I can't really give it to you. However, I will be looking for somebody to take the place, and in fact, my friend, whose name I will not be giving out, but I will be using one of our nicknames for him, Boney, will one day be a Dungeon Master. He seeks the fortune and the glory of storytelling, and I will very gratefully and very fondly play this story underneath him. However, I have played Lost Mines of Phandelver as a player, and I have DM'd Lost Mines of Phandelver. I believe Lost Mines of Phandelver is a fantastic story because you will use all the mechanics that you see in that story, in one way or another, be it punishing me or rewarding me. In Icespire Peak, I'm not sure. I think Lost Mines of Phandelver, though, is a fantastic story, and I believe it is a story that if you are a DM and you are a veteran DM and you're playing with a group of friends who are new to the game or are veterans to the game, you can take Lost Mines of Phandelver and build on it. You can make a fantastic story with Lost Mines of Phandelver. And because the story takes place in Phandalin, I believe you could take the starter set of Lost Mines of Phandelver as the initial starting of the game and move it into Icespire Peak, and you could even merge the two and say that the White Dragon is the one that basically orchestrated the events of Lost Mines of Phandelver, and because they both, again, take place in Phandalin, it wouldn't be too hard to tie them together. Now, I was told that the Essentials kit comes with a way to play the game with a single player and one DM. Now, do I recommend that you do that? No. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that that is not fun. From personal experience, it is super boring. It is super hard to keep it interesting. And with only one player, it really weighs on both the DM and the player. Neither of you is going to have a super fun time. So, let's get a final decision. Is this worth $25? Absolutely. It comes with a little mini DM screen with some rules to keep you in the know, and of course you can always tape things to your DM screen. You can use paperclip things to your DM screen. You can tear that little bastard up because you're going to end up replacing it anyway. It comes with 11 polyhedral dice, 4 d6s, and a couple extras that you really don't need but are great to have, and all the other essentials, as well as a bunch of cards to hand out to players that are sitting at your table to help everyone with inventory management, so they don't have to constantly write down what's in their inventory. They can get a little card, or you could even hand them the card. They could copy off of it and then hand it back to you. So Essentials kit comes with a bunch of stuff that is great to have. It is indeed the Essentials kit, and it is worth the $25. Absolutely. It is great for getting players into the game. It is great for DMs to get into DMing. I think that is going to be awesome. If it comes with an explanation of how DMing works, like the starter set, I think you're going to be fine. The starter set doesn't give you the greatest information on how to DM, but you basically have the gist of it. You read the story, you read ahead, you understand what's going on, and you begin. You tell your players, this is what's happening, this is what they're doing, this is the smell, the feel, the sound, the taste, the sight. You explain it. You create a story. You narrate. So yes, do I think this is worth $20? As of the Essentials kit, I think that this needs to go down in value. Do I think it was worth $20 when it first came out? Honestly, probably not. I would pay at most $17 for this. Even if this had never come out, $17 for this. And the reason why is just because you don't get a lot with it. All you get is the story, a basic little packet of rules, and some dice. And honestly, the information that comes in this isn't even comparable to the PHP. There are a lot more races that are expanded upon in the PHB. Classes, subclasses, backgrounds, and a bunch of extra stuff. Whereas here in this Essentials kit, it comes with plenty more to work with. So thank you all for watching. Which one is better? The Essentials kit. Definitely. Hands down. Do I think you should get them both? Absolutely. Get the Starters kit and the Essentials kit because they both go hand in hand perfectly. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'm going to go drown a couple puppies in my backyard.